Are you considering moving to DC and you're on the fence? Well, today this video is for you. We're going to cover the top 10 reasons why people love living in DC. Hey guys, James Reed with TTR Sotheby's International Realty here, covering DC, Northern Virginia, as well as the Maryland suburbs. I've lived in this area for over 25 years, and this is my list for the top 10 reasons you will love living in DC, and we're going to get started right now. All right, the first reason why people love living here so much is the history, the art, the culture, right? You've got things like the Smithsonian Institution, which is mostly on the National Mall. It's 19 museums and the National Zoo, and there are 2 more museums on the way. There are also private museums like the Spy Museum, which I highly encourage you to visit. But when you're here, you don't have to go during tourist season. You don't have to, deal with all the buses. You don't have to be here on national holidays. You don't have to come during the dead heat of summer. You can do a leisurely pace during the week, whenever you want. It's incredible to visit these places when there's not a million people and you're not elbow to elbow. So pro tip, when you live here, you don't have to visit the museums during the tourist season, and it is much more enjoyable. Okay, our next reason why people love living in DC so much is the food scene. DC is an excellent food destination now. There are 23 Michelin star restaurants as well as 36 BIP Gourmand, which are what Michelin considers excellent value restaurants. You still got your chain restaurants. If nightlife is your thing, there are plenty of 24-hour destinations between DuPont and Adams Morgan where you can still get a big slice. You've got food trucks downtown that have all sorts of variety available for you. And there are excellent new chefs in town, where the chef for Oyster just took the National Outstanding Chef Award from the James Beard Awards, which is considered the Oscars for food. So there is anything and everything available to you in DC, and more than likely something you've never had. So it is just a great food destination. Hey guys, if you're finding this content valuable in any way, shape, or form, do me a favor, hit the like button. That tells YouTube you like this content and helps to push out to more people just like you. Okay, our next reason why people love living here so much is the location and transportation options available to you. So starting within the city, we have an expansive metro system. You've got Metro Rail and Metro Bus, which takes you to every corner of town. You've also got e-scooters, you've got bikes, and you can walk to many spots too because everything is so close. Now, getting outside of town, there are regional buses and trains that take you to Baltimore. There are trains actually that take you to all 3 major airports, which we'll touch on a little bit. And if you're going to, say, New York, Boston, that area, you can take Amtrak and Acela trains. If you're going to Florida, you can take a train and even put your car on it. And if you're driving to the beaches around here, most beaches are 2 to 3 hours away, very convenient to Outer Banks, Virginia Beach, the beaches in Delaware, in Eastern Shore of Maryland, all very close, all within 2 to 3 hours. And if you're flying anywhere, we have 3 major airports that service this area, which are BWI, Dulles, and Reagan National. And between the 3 of them, there are over 300 nonstop destinations and over 66 countries served. So you can really get anywhere that you need to be in the world very easily from here because we are so centrally located on the East Coast. It's just a great spot to call home. All right, our next reason why people love living in DC so much is the very strong job market we have. It is more than just federal government employees and employees from around the world relocating to the World Bank, right? We have many public and private companies that are already here or are relocating to here, not just in DC, but around the region as a whole. We've talked about Amazon, Raytheon, Boeing, companies like that moving in or establishing headquarters, as well as many that have already been here for quite some time. If you name the company, more than likely they have an office here. And as a result of the very strong job market we have here, we have a very strong real estate market. So other areas of the country that have not fared as well during this current economic cycle as well as those in the past, it's not the same in DC, especially for real estate. So what you're seeing nationally is not necessarily what we're seeing here. So as a very strong job market we have here, we have a very strong real estate market as a result. All right, the next reason on our list for why people love living in DC so much is the diversity that's available to you here. There are people moving in and out of DC from all over the world for their careers. And as a result, we have a very culturally diverse area. You have over 150 languages spoken at home here. You've got many cultural events throughout the year, and you've got embassies from all over the world here. Embassies too, they open up for what we have called Embassy Days. So it's pretty fun. They open up to the public. You can try the food, get a quick tour. If you do that, I highly recommend, say, the British Embassy. You can get a couple of shots of whiskey. Belgium's fun for waffles. Italy's got great food as well. Pick 3 or 4 embassies that you're going to hit on those days because it's very popular. There can be lines, but it's a very fun experience. But continuing on with the diversity it's just a very unique area to be in for the world. Everybody and anyone comes to DC at some point in their lives, it seems like. So you're going to get a very unique worldview, a good cultural perspective that you may not have from other parts of the country. And so diversity is a big plus here. All right, the next on our list is green. If you care about green cities, if you care about sustainability, you're going to love DC. DC was the first LEED Platinum certified city in the world. There are now 17 cities, but DC led the way there. And DC will continue continue to lead the way. It's very progressive with its green initiatives. It is not slowing down anytime soon. So if you care about the environment, you care about green cities, things like that, you will love DC. All right, next reason why people love living in DC so much is sports. DC is a sports town, right? We've got teams from all the major leagues here, and they do win on occasion. You've got the Nationals and the Capitals, which have won championships in the past few years, but you've also got the Wizards and the Mystics for basketball. You've got the Commanders and the Defenders for football, as well as DC United and the Spirit for soccer. Now, all the venues are available through public transportation, with the exception, I would say, of the Commanders. That's not the easiest one to get to. And all the venues are either new or updated and great to attend to, with the exception, again, of the Commanders. But they are looking to relocate, so we'll keep an eye on that one for you. But DC is an excellent sports destination, and if you're not from here, which more than likely you're not, you can still see your hometown team play here. Okay, next on our list, which you're probably not very familiar with, is DCTAG, which is the DC Tuition Assistance Grant. What this does for DC residents is it helps them offset higher education costs. So if you have a student and they're going to a public university or college outside of DC, it helps cover the difference between in-state and out-of-state tuition by up to $10,000 a year. And if they're going to a private school or HBCU, it covers a difference of up to $2,500 a year. It's a great option to help you offset your higher education costs. All right, next on our list of why people love living in DC so much are the theaters and live entertainment venues. There are close to 30 of them here. Some of the more popular venues you may have heard of are Ford's Theater, Lincoln, Shakespeare. You've got the Kennedy Center, you've got DC Improv, Arena Stage, amongst others. There is something for everyone here. So if you want to see symphonies, that's available to you. If you want to see Broadway shows coming through town, if you want to see live theater, if you want to have comedy, that's all available to you. If you have kids, there are things that come through town as well. My kids have seen Blippi, they've seen Disney on Ice, they've seen Daniel Tiger. Things like that come through town all the time here. So it's not New York, don't get me wrong, it's not New York, but it is still excellent here. All right, and last on our list is the small neighborhood feel of DC. DC is a major city. It's an international destination. You've got the federal government here. We have a downtown corridor as well, with buildings going through their own reimagining, many office buildings that are being converted to residential. But outside of that, we have many small neighborhoods, right? We're limited in height here due to the Heights Act, so you're not going to have huge buildings. You're not going to have huge high-rises, and we have many small neighborhoods throughout the city that can reflect your own personality. So if you want to be busy 24/7 and have, live the nightlife, there are neighborhoods for you. If you want to live in a quiet park-like setting with tree-lined streets, there are neighborhoods for you as well. And because you are in a major city still, you get all the benefits of that. You've got public transportation that can connect you anywhere and everywhere you need to be, while still enjoying a neighborhood that fits your personality. So it's an excellent thing of DC having the many small neighborhoods we have. Hey guys, I hope you found that information helpful about why people love living in DC so much. If you're local and I missed anything at all, feel free to put it in the comment sections below. I'd love to hear from you. If you have any questions about your possible move to DC, feel free to contact me directly. My contact information is in the description box below. And until next time, I hope to see you around town.